Hello. It is Lord Haywire. That was my mic was farther. I pushed my mic away so I could drink some coffee. Uh, oh, there's a garbage word. I've been trying not to use garbage words when I stream, which is like and okay. Uh, but there was another one. I use them anyways. I am creating a 2D 4X game here. It's open source. It's in Godot.Net, which is the C# version of Godot. Oh man, I got a little bit of a rattle every once in a while. My headset needs whatever. I gotta disconnect it and reconnect it. Yesterday we redid a bunch of stuff. Oh man, all sorts of problems. I couldn't fall asleep last night for no reason, and I was up till like 4 a.m. and then I woke up at 9:30. So I guess that's 5.5 hours of sleep. I don't know. I feel like that's like I feel more rested than 5.5 hours sleep, but I also feel very groggy. So this is gonna be an interesting stream. One of my sides of my headset suddenly got very quiet. All sorts of issues here. This little thing, there's a mute button, and if I push in on it, tons of like static and things happen. All right, what were we doing? What are we doing? We are yesterday we combined the faction resources and the county resources. This morning when I woke up, I regretted that for no apparent reason. It seems like a good idea still, but my mind was like, that was dumb. Why did you do that? But we're gonna go with it anyways. I think it is a good idea, but I think that it might be one of those things that I often do where it's like an amateur move. Instead of solving the problem that I run into, I change some major structure in the game and to make it easier for me. It really wasn't that big of a problem too. I just felt like I wanted to change something. But one of the things we didn't test yesterday that we got to test here is the ability, or we don't have it because we changed the group. I'm gone too far here. The type is no longer like a faction resource. It's a good resource. It's a good data. We lost all of our input and output goods. So what we need to do is add some output goods and some input goods to make sure that those things even work still. So first let's do, so we need, I actually have it on the README instructions on how to do this. Let's double check those instructions actually. I think that will be a good idea to make sure that I'm got these instructions right. And I closed this yesterday because I was like, what do we have this open for? Adding a county good. Create a county resource type enum. Create a county resource in the county resource folder. Assign enums and fix all the other county resource enums. Oh, lots of enums. I like enums. Add the other county add the county resource to the all county. Okay, so all of that's good, and alphabetize them. That's good. Drag over county resource to the county output data or dictionary and inspector. This is no longer called that though. This is now called output goods. Drag over generic, and we have to make this. Adjust unique, drag over to the output goods dictionary. We need to make this right click. Okay, it's right there. All right. So just making sure so that all seems right. Well, the first thing, it's a fish place. So let's put in our the good is a fish. I was like, am I calling these resources? Drag over the good to the, drag over the, that is a resource, because this is why I changed the name, is just for this exact reason. This is add the good. Oh wait, these all need to be changed to good. There's a built-in thing in Godot called a resource, and I had a thing for my game called a resource, and it was too, I didn't like it. It wasn't that confusing, but I just didn't like it. So I changed it to be called a good. So we have this dragged over. Then there's a production data down here that's just a generic production data. We're going to right click and make this unique. And so on here, we shouldn't have to do anything to this. This, though, we should be putting in a work cost. And so this is based on 50, meaning I wish we could put a note in here. I bet you we can. Yeah, no description available. Wonder how we do that. I bet you it's not hard. I'm going to look it up real quick. Godot note description on. You know what? Let's not do that, because otherwise I'll be dicking around with that for hours. So the amount of work we have is 50. About 50 every day. They make 50 whatevers. 50 works. So we need to adjust this work cost to be, we'll do 2, and that will give us, that divides the work cost, hopefully. And that will give us 25 per thing. And I don't think we need to adjust anything more here. What does it say? Right click, adjust unique generic production to the correct amounts. The main thing being work costs, so the average daily work generated is correct. This needs to be set up correctly in the inspector, so the average daily amount is generated. The average daily amount generated is generated. Max worker, sometimes I put these little jokes to myself. Max worker and times global amount of daily work with bonus, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that is, we have, and let's test that and make sure that that's showing. Oh, I didn't hit add pair. God damn it. That's like the thing I forget to do all the time. It's forget to hit add pair. You know, I haven't checked any of this other crap too. Make sure things are working. Things look like they're working. I saw like a spinning wheel, but it was the spinning wheel, you know, the video of the spinning wheel, whatever. This isn't, we have to hit this add pair. And it's gone now. Go back up to our Fisher shed. We are on the Fisher shed. We need to go to our output goods, and we'll bring over fish again. This add, it's always the same. I always forget this thing. Make unique, add the key value. Then we look at the production data. We set this to 2. And because it's unique, it should, I clicked on something down there. Let's save that. Let's restart it. Let me drink some coffee. I'm very looking forward to this coffee here. My right eye feels very bloodshot. I don't know if it is. It feels that way, though. Okay. So we have 25 fish being produced, which is what we want. Let's put this construction into play. And I just remembered that yesterday there was some weirdness too. So let's put this with these empty ones. Let's put that into play as well, and we'll run the game here at 8 speed. Those have been completed. So when these are completed, so this does say goods produced yesterday, 0 of 2, and this says goods produced per day without bonus. So we don't have a check in here if nothing is produced. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. Like, do we ever have anything that is just going to be, I might have to unplug and plug in my headset. It's acting very strange. Are we ever going to have any something that you build that doesn't produce anything? So this works. Let's edit this to say, what if the county improvement produces nothing? Because that's what we're doing. See, this should probably go away. Or actually, I think it works fine, because it's saying that there's nothing that's being produced there. Actually, that works fine. What was the other thing? This thing is that goods produced yesterday, 0 of 2. And it's saying that because the day hasn't passed. So let's let the day run and make sure that that works. So now a day has passed, and now it says 25. Okay, so that actually works, and I think that saying none is fine. I actually think that's great. So let's close this issue. I can't be too picky, otherwise we'll just be stuck on one fucking part for the rest of eternity. Now we need to, and I already do that. We need to add in a input good, and we'll do that on the garden. Just I want it on separate things first, so we won't have well, county resource construction cost. Okay, so we need to change that name. What is this under? County improvement data? I have a lot of stuff open here. I try to keep it just 2 lines. County improvement data. Did I close that yesterday? No, I did not. There it is. I'm trying to rename everything as well as we go through here. This can go. Oh, there's a garbage word. Let's just get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. We used to have a location. It's crazy that I'm able to do this without a location of where this county improvement is. I feel like that's going to screw us eventually, but I've done workarounds the whole time. I often worry about stuff that's probably not necessary to worry about. I worry about we're saving too many variables. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. We need construction goods, wherever those are. Max amount of construction resource cost. We need to rename this to goods resource cost, and we'll save that, and then that's going to break all of our goods resource cost. We're going to say build this. I don't think it really matters after that. Oh, there was one thing I wanted to check, though, because we are down here. We have this stupid copy thing. I just want to make sure that did all change, and it did, so we're good. Okay, so for the garden, we need to have an input good that we want to put in here. This is an int in a good data, so this is slightly different than the other one. We should probably put a note in for that, too, I guess. Output good. We'll do input good. Input good to county improvements. 1, drag over the good resource, because it's a Godot resource. 2, I don't know why this always does. Fuck you. It always does that. Drag over the good resource, and then this next thing is going to be set the int for the amount of for the cost. That the int that is the cost. That's it. This one's easy. So for this one, we're going to say that it takes wood. And we're going to say it takes 1 wood. We want to keep these low right now because we want it for testing. So we'll have this one input good. Let's test that and see what it does. This shouldn't have changed, but who knows. And so this is what the garden uses each day. I don't know if we ever... Oh, look, we have 5 bugs. I don't know if we ever... I need to double check that. Did we ever create a thing that uses the input goods to, takes them away? Did we ever spend the input goods to generate goods in a county improvement? I don't know if we ever did that. And then we'll use these little buttons here. Check for goods for column. So why did this one bug out? This is a whole different thing. Copy error. What is this saying here? County improvements, null reference exception at 218, which is where we're at. This is a check. We did mess with this yesterday. So we're putting in the county resource count. Oh, maybe we didn't. I remember typing this. Change the number column so that it looks good. Oh, there's my county resource count. This should be goods. I really want to keep on top of changing this to the thing, so later I'm not like, wait, what is this resource? What does it mean? And confuse myself later. All right, that was 218, or 288, I mean. Good construction cost. We got a count here, so we probably have 0 for a bunch of these. Did I add the pair? No, I did. These are input goods, though. This happened on a construction cost. What did I do? I renamed the construction cost thing. Goods construction cost count. Did we have a construction cost on everything? So it should be able to work without a construction cost. And it happened 5 times. So that's giving me the idea that this is happening every time for every resource or every building. I think we have 5 buildings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we have 6 buildings. Construction cost. I'm just curious if there's one in here already. I don't think it shouldn't be because we renamed that. Construction cost. Let's look at this error again because it said it was something object reference not set to an instance of an object. Back in here, so this should have passed in good amounts, which would be 0. If this equals 0, then we put in the word none. So 0 is actually accounted for over here. Let me go back and check this thing. Goods construction cost, county, this is what I was thinking was going to be this is a dictionary that we're copying over, and all I did was rename that. What else did we do up here? I deleted something that we didn't need. Maybe I accidentally deleted something else. Output goods, good data, ints. This isn't being initialized, but I feel like that doesn't matter. But let's initialize it because I remember some of them needed to be initialized and other ones didn't, and I was kind of confused why that was happening. Like, but what did I do? I just changed the name of it. Maybe it had an initialization in there because if it is not initialized, it's gonna freak out on it. It didn't freak out this time. I'm going to, yeah, it should have freaked out this time. Oh, look, it didn't do. Oh no, it did. It did do it. I'm gonna uninitialize this and see if that's the case because I don't know why sometimes it requires me to do that and other times it doesn't. It's obviously I'm missing something, and I know. I'm trying not to talk about those 5 bugs. I mention it every goddamn stream, and it's like, what's the point? What's the point? Oh, we only got 3 this time. I don't know why I'm looking at that. Yeah, I guess it just has to be initialized. How strange. All right, whatever. Maybe I deleted the initialization. I didn't know it or notice it. Initialization. All right. No bugs this time. Did we add a construction cost to anything? We have our one input. We do not have a construction cost. So let's add a construction cost to one of these things. And that's what actually I was thinking with the input good, where I was like, oh, this costs something. We don't want to put it too high, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to do this. Construction cost is going to be the actual good, which we'll say wood, and we'll put one here. We'll add this pair. So we'll go back to here, go to our README, and we'll make a copy of this whole thing, and we'll put this at the top, and then we'll say for construction good for county, and drag over the good, reset the that is the cost. Those are very simple, but I wanted, so if I'm ever can't remember what the hell I'm doing, let's rerun this again. We're going to do this a bunch today. Today is just going to be like change one thing, run it, check it, take it off the list. I hope, fingers crossed. Get a bug, fix the bug. So that was the garden. So we have input. It says construction good is 0. I think I put that on the garden. We are in, we're in the scouting equipment. I don't know how the fuck we got to the scouting equipment. Construction good is 1. Is one of those. Let's make, and we could use remanences there, which is what we want. Let's make something else here. The lumberjack station. Let's make it cost something too much. So we'll put over, we'll say that it's going to cost, for construction, it's going to cost, it can't do it, well, we could, but equipment wouldn't make any sense. We need to put like a description in there. We'll say whatever. Wood again. No, we'll do something strange like canned food, and it's going to cost us 10,000 canned food. And then we're going to add that. Add 3. See, why does it do that? It always does that. Click, add, what does it say? Key value pair, add key value pair. Copy this, put this down here. Got to have that last step on there. We got to rerun this. So let's see, I have 1,000 of those. So this should take away the construction button because we don't have 10,000 whatever I just put in there, fish, canned goods. We don't have 10,000 canned goods. So the 10, if without that, that's the whole point of this, is so that it doesn't allow you to construct things if you have 10,000. And that was like the lumberjack station or something. Yeah, the construction button's missing. So that's good. Scouting equipment, we have 1 wood. That's good. And 1 wood for an input, 1 wood for a construction cost. So what we need to do is, where are we at here? We need to check our resources. We have 1 wood. So we're going to go build this and make sure that that 1 wood is removed. Go back over here. We have 0 wood, so that's working. What else do we need to check here? Okay, one of the major ones is that scouting equipment actually works. The whole reason we rebuilt this other part was so that scouting equipment would take multiple days. And we didn't have that. We're in the wrong thing. Scouting equipment workshop. So what we want to do here is for outputs, we want to add scout, whatever. It is scouting equipment, but it doesn't really matter. Primitive scouting equipment, we're going to put that there. And then the new value, we're going to put in this generic production. If I can drag this over here, we're going to make unique. We're going to add the key value pair. We're going to open this up, And so the construction cost, so the thing with this is we want it to happen through multiple days. So we're going to put 500, let's say. It's going to cost 500. That's too big. We make 50, that will take 10 days. We'll say 100. So it should take 2 days with their bonuses. And now we're going to run this and we're going to see how this looks. So this is the whole key to this thing was the multiple days. And I don't think I ever tested that after we redid it. So we need to go over to here. We need to construct our scouting equipment. We have our one construction good. So we need to wait until, does everything else look good up here? Construction progress, goods produced per day without bonus is 0. This needs to show how many days or whatever it's going to take. So that is, so where does this step, does it say, did it say it when it was over here? It does. So goods produced per day needs to be set. Goods produced per day for multiple day things, goods, needs to show how many days each one takes. So that's a problem. We'll put, this is in when it's being constructed. Edit, this is when it is being constructed and just on the right hand list. All right, so the other thing we need to test though is what happens after that. I bet you it's busted. So day 1 passes, it should be the 0 of whatever, 0 of 100. That actually looks right. And then we need to go to, there's so many moving parts. Here it should say 50. All right, we have another problem though. Not necessarily, but I think this is set to 1. Oh no, we got 50. It is set to 50. Daily work amount bonus is set to 5. Sorry, not 50. I've been doing that a lot lately. So it's possible. Well, let's look here. We have 5 people working there. We're going to go here. We have 5 people working here. And so that means that everyone failed their skill check, which I have a hard time believing. Portland, we got the 5. There's another thing we need to check here too, because it was kind of, well, it wouldn't make sense on this one. We got to check something else. We won't do that yet. That looks good. Wind, how's it going? No cheese. Cheese is a big deal. Do you remember there's a strategy game ages ago that it might have been like Age of something actually, but Age of Magic, I think, where like one of the main mechanics was making cheese. Have I talked about this game before? Like you got cows and you made cheese. Age of Cheese. I remember that was like a huge part of the game was you had these cows. You know, it was like an old strategy game where there wasn't like, there might have been a picture of a cow, but then you try to get more cows to make milk that would make cheese. It was really hard. Okay, so I think this is working. Except for that one thing. There was a thing that went through my mind that we needed to test. Okay, there is. And the easiest way to test this is, let's go back and add in to like our Fisher shed. What we'll do here, we have an input good. Let's add in an input good. Actually, we don't want to test that yet. You know, I think part of the whole thing was you built up so you had your population, right? But they needed all this cheese. And you built up spells in an army, but I think the spells were really important to attack your neighbors. And I can't remember how you got the cows, but I remember always like struggling to keep the cows alive. So we have this fish here. Actually, we can test this just with how this is set up. And we could put in an input good just to make sure that, see if that's working. Let's put in 1 wood. I don't think this is working. I don't think we did anything with this. And we'll put 1. Because I don't remember programming like what happens if there isn't enough of that input good. I don't remember that at all. Could have done it, but I don't think we did. We'll find out here in a second. So we're going to construct this. Oh, look, that was different now. It said 0 of 2 before. Oh, there. So it just says it on the first day. It's starting to kick in. That's fine. I don't give a shit. Oh, yeah. I used to watch some and every once in a blue moon. It wasn't like a regular thing. Some StarCraft. Is that a game? StarCraft 2. It was like the cheese. It was like these guys, they would watch StarCraft 2 tournaments. All right, so we got 25 yesterday. The thing is, this could go up I don't know if we cleared off this thing. It's supposed to clear off the amount. All right, so that actually is the right amount. Except this food should be going up. Something broke. So this fish should have gone up by 50 at this point. Now we are eating some of it. So that happened last time. Let's go back to this thing. Let's make the work cost 1. So we'll get 50. They're not work cost for, are we in the right thing? This is the output, fish. Yes, we are in the right thing. All right. So if we'll see if we're gaining, they eat a lot of food. Yeah, so they would watch they would be like sports broadcasters watching these tournaments, and they would talk about, like, they would just find the ones where people cheesed to their victory there. All right, so we let day 1 go by, and then this should say the 0, 1. That looks good. We do this 0, 2. Yeah, now we have enough. What was that? That was weird. I like dragged across. Well, was it because I closed this? I don't know. It's working. That's all we give a shit about. And the other thing also was working. It wasn't stacking, because we had a problem with that, and I couldn't remember if we got rid of it. And I had this note about it. This is what it's talking about. This is done. I think we might get underneath the 200 mark today. Get out of here. Make sure each day it copies good data correctly for yesterday, and the current day lists the math on the top bar. I think we can tell if that is working. I don't think this is working. No, this is working. So this went up to 23. We got 10 of this. We have no money incoming. These remnants didn't go up. It did. We're scavenging and we're using them. Building materials, no, we didn't get any of those. And equipment, we didn't get any of those. But yeah, that show, whatever it was, is pretty funny, because StarCraft 2, they got the Zergs and all that, and there's standard tactics, and there's always these people would come up with strange ways to win. One of them, obviously, there was the classic one, which is where people would just say, good game. And the other person would think the game was over, and they would log off, and so then the person who said good game first would win. They would think that the other person was conceding. Conceding? Yeah. I don't know. There's like a ton flying your main thing off the screen, and the other player couldn't find it. I don't know. All sorts of cheese. Okay, what are we doing here? We did that. We tested all this stuff. What was the next thing that I was testing? Make sure it copies. All right, that is working, because otherwise those numbers would be busted. Negative workflow is jacking shit up. So this is the cause of the whole thing, and we no longer have this negative workflow thing. So that's gone, done. Okay, if work cost is lower than daily production that produces one or more per day, then the math needs to be done. So this is that negative thing caused me to rethink this whole thing, because it was I made it more difficult than it needed to be. So that's now fixed. When a county resource that takes multiple days out of the county from production, we need to subtract the amount of work done, and we need to reset the total today's amount generated. I think with that is already happening. We would see this number, which it could be, where are we at? Umatilla, that's not going to do us any good. We can also get rid of this max good shit. Max, what does this say? Good max amount. Though we never got to see this, but I can see that it's working because I keep seeing the max value and things. So we don't need that crap anymore. But when you can go back up to Portland, and basically what was happening, once again, this thing was counting. We weren't getting rid of it. This looks like it's still counting up. It should reset. Oh, are they building? Douglas should not know. This is a garden. Tillamook is at 50. We need to go back. We could probably put Portland in here and see. We can also get rid of this other thing. Someone is... seeing if someone, what? I thought I went through and got rid of all of those. Oh, it's a capital S. Someone is working at whatever. We don't need this. This one we do. So this is all daily work. So this 50 number should be used. And we changed it. Originally, I was going to divide that 50 number up by the number of resources that were being output, but it just turned into a clusterfuck, so I decided not to do it. So it looks to me like this says 50 both times. What the fuck were we checking? When a county resource that is added to the county, we need to subtract the amount done. And okay, so is this happening with our scouting equipment? That's what we need to check. So we have a fisher shed being built. Whoops, I was in the right place. We're going to build this thing, and we'll wait a day. And it should have been completed. It was not completed. There we go, because I started it later in the day. We need to wait another day. And so we have... that looks good. Let's let one more day go by, because that should now be done. So it produced one yesterday. That makes sense. This is gonna be that's gonna look a little weird. But let's make sure that this says... did I not save this someone? I guess I haven't restarted. Work amount for each resource. I guess this is kind of just counting the 50. We're not getting any I think I must have... we're not getting any bonuses. Something's wrong with these bonuses. We're never getting bonus stuff. So let's fix that. There's something wrong here. Daily work amount bonus is 5. But you know what I did? Is I changed it in the inspector like an asshole. And then if you change it in the inspector, there we go. There we go. All right, so that is fixed. I think that's working. I think everything's working. Let's close this one. I mean, some of these, I feel like some errors are kind of hard to find until later. Test goods produced that cost more than 1 day. So like we just did that. And it seems to work. We could just let this run for a minute. Let's just let this run. I'll drink some coffee and we'll see like what happens then. We should probably have this up in the background so that we can see any bugs that we get. I can see this number going up. And look, it's working too. So like every other day we're getting a scouting equipment, which is what we want. And if we close this, it should add all of them together, which is what it's doing. Let's look at this and make sure it's not busted. Oh, and see, we're getting our bonuses. Wait, what? I guess because I reset it in the inspector, it knew that I changed that. What? I'm surprised that that worked. Yeah, it did. All right, whatever. That works too. We have done this. We can close this. Now, we're really knocking shit out here now. We're about to run into some actual issues, though. Actual things we need, like this thing. Make sure that the resource data is getting duplicated, not copies in the kit, so they have unique copy. This was a problem. We're going to rename this. We're going to double check this because this was that clusterfuck. I mean, I've used clusterfuck now twice. This doesn't make sense. Make sure the resource data, the good data, is getting duplicated, not copied. Duplicated and not copies. And duplicated. So they have unique copies. I think we would actually see that. It's talking about the production data mostly. This, I think this would have, so we can tell that this is working right now, because if it wasn't, once Portland went by, this one, daily, oh, look at this thing. Oh, is shit still running in the background? There's something wrong here. Daily work amount, and this one's still stacking. So this is on Umatilla. I wonder why this one, daily amount at improvement complete, this one's still just going to town. It doesn't give a fuck. This is a garden. I don't think we have an output on a garden. I wonder if oh, this one is too. Yeah, this is the garden. This is at Douglas. The Douglas garden's going to town too. What is the deal with the garden? There's no outputs. Yeah, there's no output. So it probably doesn't get reset because it's like 0 divided by whatever. So where the fuck was that? County improvement data? Generating goods without bonuses for UI. Check if storage. I think we're in the right spot here. Check if remove, add, set. No, we're not. It's in the banker. It's in the banker. We were fucking with the banker a bunch. So if there is no output good, did we already decide that there has to be an output good? Let's do this. Let's put a check in here. Generate scavenged resources, check learning, generate work amount with skill check. It's not there. Generate, that's not that. Increase research, no. Add, no. Add, no. I'm just going to get rid of this. I've looked at this like 30 times, and I think I keep saying we're going to need this at some point, but I don't, just fuck it. Who cares? We can rewrite it, and it'll be better when we rewrite it later. Right? Right? Stop, increase. Add county resource. Check for hero. Check building cost. Charge for building. Testy good. Get this the fuck out of here. That was that variant thing that I was trying to get to work that I couldn't figure out. Calculate work to goods production. So in here, we need like a check for if there's no output good. If there's no output good, we just need to write something to the log that says like, because there should, everything should have an output good, I think. Yeah, everything should have an output good at this point. Reset all the... I don't know what that note means. Reset today's amount generated before it does all the calculations. So what is this? Calculate work to goods production. And so this is also like generate output goods, but it's not. So if the output goods count is greater than 0, so what's the else on this? There is no else. So that's the problem. So it's skipping the ones with the output goods, but it's still each day it's generating the work amount. So let's go to, so where are the people gonna be there? What is this crap? Get this out of here. So probably we could just tell it not to do that part. So we can just skip that. We just saw it a second ago. These are just in some garbage order. Garbage order. Check for resource. Add. You know, there's a way to find this here. Workday over for population is what we want this to go to here. Apply work per person. So basically what we have is we have the chance of human induced bug is what we're going to. So let's say we're 5 years from now, we have 30 construction county improvements, and someone makes a mistake and forgets to put in an output good. We need to write to the log that someone forgot something. That's basically what we're doing. There's no output good. So we could just put it back where it was. Since I don't want to dig through the code and I'm being lazy, we'll just put it in this thing. There's a name for these type of code things. So we'll do this, and we'll say GD print. There is either no output good or max workers is 0. We'll do this. We'll put a note in here. Don't comment this out. I think we want that. I just dawned on me that the max worker thing might actually throw a wrench into this. Because like storage. We need another step here, though. We also need to county improvement data dot all daily work amount completed equals 0. We need to reset that. We don't want that to be an ever-growing number until it explodes. It goes over the top of the level of an int or whatever. I don't know what happens when you do that. Like, does it just max out? Does it just hit the top and it's always at the top? Or does it break and Gandhi goes to war or something? Gandhi starts nuking people? All right, so let's do this. Fisher Shed has been completed. Fisher Shed has stuff produced, or outputs. Here we go. Garden does not. Garden has been completed. Okay. All work amount is 0. There's either no output good or max worker is 0. In fact, I'm going to take this off. I think we might want to comment that out later. Because I think max worker is 0 is going to make that happen all the time. We can put the county improvement name in here too, so that if we do have this problem in the future, it will be easy to find county improvement data dot improvement name. Okay. I don't think I should worry about this though. I think we've reset it. I think it's reset. Let's let it run for one more day. That will be the true test here. Or 2 more days. So what we're looking for is some gigantic number. Again, it would be like 120. Okay, it's not 120. It's not a gigantic number, but it would be a number that doesn't make any sense. All right, and it's not there. So I think this is good. Not this. No, this too. This is also good. There we go. Check why are we going to pick between ability remove. We're getting there again. We've gotten this down. So we got this down to like 5 issues, and then 5 for before the next round, and then they exploded out into another thing. So we need to figure out if we're spinning input goods. I don't think we are. And then what happens if we don't have the input goods? So one of the ways we could do that is we could go to like the garden here. Let's add something ridiculous for the garden. We'll put vegetables, and then we'll put in our generic good. We'll make unique. We'll add the key value pair this time. I guess we can't make it too ridiculous because of just how this works, but we'll put work cost of 1. So we're going to be making a lot of vegetables. That will be good too because we're going to eat these fucking things. So we're going to make that as 1. But we're going to now go back to, that's our output. Our input good though, we have 1 wood. Let's make it cost 100 wood for our input good. So we shouldn't be getting any vegetables because we don't have 100 wood. We don't even have any weight. Well, we can build a lumber shack, whatever. Lumberjack shack. A jack shack. That's something else. Okay. Let's see. That was Fisher's. No, that was garden. Input is 100. Vegetables, we're going to produce 100. How are we getting 100 out of that? It should be 50. Unless we have some 10. Oh, we do have 10 workers here. Crazy ass. That's a ridiculous thing. Why do we have 10 workers there? We have 10 people working there. Let's double check that too. Looks like it works good. Everyone's at the garden. So what we should see is we should not see changes. So that's the problem. We never put in the input good part to check for input goods. I never did that. So that is definitely, I don't know how, like I keep doing that where like some major thing like storage, I made storage work. I made the storage thing and went through all this code and did all this stuff, but then I never applied the storage to the actual county. So what we need to do is every day when this stuff is checked, we need to spend input goods. But then what do? We put them. Put them. We have everybody stop working there. I guess if there's no input goods, what do they do? Sit around for a couple of days waiting? It probably shouldn't matter if it's prioritized or not. It probably shouldn't matter if it's prioritized or not. Actually, what the fuck is this? We're not going to look at that. Okay, there was another garbage word. So it goes through, it calculates work to goods production, and work day's over. So do we even have the people work there? Or do we just say, hey, no, there's no input goods, like you're fired? What does it happen in real life? I think you would stand around. No, they would send you home for the day. I'm trying to think in like a factory setting. Like in a factory setting, they're not going to have you stand around. They're going to send you home and not pay you, but you're going to still be employed there. That's probably what would happen. If you're a union, you might get paid. Calculate work to, so we should probably go in here and so apply work per person. We need to have like a check before this. Like, are there any input goods? Keep working at county improvement. Or I mean, we need to check if there's enough inputs. And then what if there's enough input goods for some of the work, but not enough of the people? So we're going to have to do a check for like, and this is per what? So we put, whoops. Oh my God. So the input good is going to have to be per worker. The input good is going to be per day per worker. So the lowest you could go is 1 though. And so 1 wood, let's say we're doing 1 wood for an input good. And on this place, that would actually be 10 wood. So let's think of so the scouting equipment is a good example. It's per day. The check is, so we would do this per day. What is a realistic thing? So we'll say remnants, and it takes 2 days right now to do scouting. Well, let's think this actually was something that's, so we use remnants. 20 remnants is a lot, or 10 remnants is a lot. You know, I'm going to go smoke. This is the perfect time to smoke while I noodle this. Fuck. Fucking brain. All right, I'm going to pause my music that you guys can't hear. And I'm going to put my break timer, and I will be back in less than 5 minutes. All right. So I think this is what we're gonna do per worker per day, but I think we might run into an issue later where some things cost an absorbent amount of things because it's per day. So if you, let's say it takes you 10 days to build a tank, right? Uh, you're going to be putting in like a ton of remnants. So we might have to, so the economy is going to be a very, very hard to adjust to get where it doesn't become broken at some point. That's going to be a challenge, I think, for a very long time. Is getting, once we get to a certain level, the economy is going to be hard to get to work correctly. But there's going to be a lot of things that don't have, like a fisher's shack, doesn't it? Well, no, we want it to have some input. Maybe, I don't know. So we'll go back to the README too, and we'll put this in here. Uh, So we'll go input goods, wherever we did output goods, construction goods, drag over. All right, so we'll put a note in here. Each input good is per worker per day. I think that's all we need. So it's per worker per day is how we're going to test this. So we're going to go back to the code now, and because then we'll fire the people. We'll fire the people that are the worst workers. So we'll need to do a check, basically. What a pain in the ass. Not a pain in the ass. It's just gonna, I like to complain. That's what it's happening, is I just like to complain. So let's go down the list of how this works. So the workday over for population, we need to, I don't know if we did test it at one point. Let's see here. So 10, it wants 10 people at the fisher's shack. It should be doing this right. The garden. Let's put in our fisher's shed, wherever the fuck it is. Here we go. And we'll see here. Whoops. This should now, whoops. Well, we could look there too. So these, we switch 4 people. I think it should be 5 people. Whoops. So 4 people, it's working, right? And then there's 6 people working here. Now we just need to see if the amount of people. So this thing is in construction. I was going to take this number off, or this thing off, because I didn't think we needed it anymore, but we do. Preferred work. I don't give a shit about the preferred work. I do kind of give a shit about the preferred work, actually. That's probably why there's 6 there. Is someone's doing their preferred work. They don't want to work at the fisher's shed. They rather work at the other thing. But that should fire someone else. I don't know. It's fine. I don't give a shit. We'll deal with it later. We're going to rewrite the whole goddamn game at some point. Okay, so this is definitely 10 people. But it's saying that 4 people are now working there. It's 10 a.m., so that readjusted things. But that was just completed. So this is the first day of them working. And we pause this. Oh no, we didn't have that. They were constructing it still. But I think there's something wrong here. 1, 2, where's this at? Wait, I wonder if I can put the name of the county this is in, because there's Douglas. We wanted to be at the bottom here. Work generated for each day today is 65. That seems right. 65. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 10 people working here. I don't think these are right. Oh, but these could be different. All right, let's go. Let's let another day pass. Something weird's going on, I think, though. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And see how this goes down. I don't think these people are at the right spots. All right, so one of the things we need to fix is this all day, because it could be working right, I just might have the wrong. All right, fine, fuck you. Does that not say all day? It says all daily. Daily. County population. All daily work. So it's doing it for, it's applying this work. We can put a $sign here. And we can go, I think we have their location in here somewhere. And then we can do this. We can bring this down here so we can see that. And then let's restart things. We need to check construction, so we'll do the same thing. We'll build the garden. And it should fill with 10 people. Or whatever, close to 10 people. So the first day passes here. Garden has been completed. So we have 9 people because there's probably somebody who's unhelpful. Yeah. We have 9 people working there. And then, so this day, so how it works, if I remember correctly, is the first day no one does any work. They just get a sign there. And then the second day is when they actually start doing work. 6, 3, we could have gotten the name a different way, but 2 is Portland, I think. Two is Douglas. Portland is 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nobody got any bonuses. I find that hard to believe. What is there? I mean, that would just be some terrible luck. Let's let another day go by and see. We can just put 3 in here. That's not very helpful at all. Okay, so this person got a bonus. This person got a bonus. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that 2 people got a bonus, and that made it. That gave us like an extra person's worth of work, which is where that's why it equals 100 instead of. Whoops. So this is we're currently generating the right amount of work. So then let's do. We needed another thing in here, actually. We want location, improvement name, There we have that. So let's do this again. We're going to make sure that we got all the right shit here. Because it looks to me like it's not actually doing it correctly. But it could be that like other things are being built and that's what's throwing me off. So we'll do garden again. So for construction, we also should see this. Okay, so the construction is stopped. Has been added. Let's get rid of this has been added. Has been added. There we go. Faction influence amount. We don't need that anymore. So this isn't being done. Construction isn't being... Did I not save it or something? Did we get bugs? We didn't. This was completed. It should use a skill check to complete work, to complete construction, I'm pretty sure, which is where we put this. Oh, maybe we don't do it that way. Let's go back here. Start date, check for construction, check for confirmed work. Check if county needs improvements. Calculate good work. Copy these. We got our resources. Check for healing for these 3 different lists. Buildings that don't require workers should be here, such as warehouse. We don't have anything there, so I'm going to delete that. Generate resources for work, scavenging, building, and research. So we have this work thing, which is what we just checked. So if it's on build, it's doing complete construction with skill check. So construction also has inputs, but I guess those are all being charged when you, let's put that in here. Double check that construction costs are getting charged. I'm pretty sure they are, but let's double check everything. We have done a massive amount of changes here. We want to move to top. Did we ever spend? We did not. I guess whatever. I was about to try to save the website. So back to this complete construction with skill check. So it does the skill check, and if it is, we have the daily construction amount and the daily construction bonus. We were talking about at one point just getting rid of these. Yeah, get rid of these and make it so that the same amount, these things are always applied. Let's do that right now. Let's just delete those 2, and they'll do daily work amount. And we'll put a note in here. This is for work and construction. Give us our errors, man. What's your problem? I just deleted stuff. We know that it's used. Okay. What is your problem? There we go. That took forever. So this is going to be work amount, daily work amount. This is going to be daily work amount bonus. I originally was having these different, but I think it's too confusing, and I think we need some stability, I guess, some standards. So that should take care of that. What is this problem? Apply work per person. We're really not using that? So I wonder why we have this difference. So we do workday over. Skill check, skill learning is done in the complete construction with skill check. So this goes here. I'm actually going to put a note on this because now I'm curious if we have it in here. This skill check is done here. So complete construction with skill check. I wonder why this is different. Why aren't we just using the construction or the work thing? Why aren't we? Because we had a different thing in there, maybe. Can we combine this into one thing? Why have two things when we can have one? Apply work per person. This is where it doesn't care about the county data. Or it doesn't whatever. So what does this thing do? This is adding to the all daily work amount at county improvement. It's one of those things where it's like, I think I should change this. So I think we finished the construction. I'm pretty sure it assigns. We only have one current improvement is what they're checking for everything. You know, I could check at a different spot too. But I'm pretty sure that when you build something, it just assigns that. We have to wait until 1 o'clock hits. They're building the garden one. That doesn't tell us what we need to know. We need to go to our county population, which I actually don't think. Man, we're going to have to change county population to a resource, too. It's going to be a bummer. It's going to be a bummer because we need to be able to save it, I think. Where the fuck am I going? Public classes is where I'm going. The big one. We haven't looked at this in a long time. Adjusted loyalty, have days starvation, current county improvements. Yeah, there isn't. So we use current county improvement for work and building. Used for work and building. So that we can use. So I think we can get rid of this. We can do something here. I'm probably fucking myself, but. So we have this switch. And it completes construction, and we pass in the person because it's going through every person. Apply work per person. Keep working at county improvement. And then it does a check to see if they're going to keep working there or not. Check loyal to see if they still want to work there, and if they don't, then they get set to idle. Wonder if that shit even works anymore. Can you do in a case? Can you say build? How do you do it? Can you do two things? Case C#, I don't know why. Case two things. Multiple cases in a switch statement. Comma. Well, yeah. So this is what this guy wants. I guess it's already answered. However, I think that you can still mix both options in a syntactically better way by doing this. Oh, you know, I remember one time I asked ChatGPT how to make how to do this switch, and it put all of these in a big row, and then at the end it had an if-then statement for everything, so they all would hit the switch and go to the same place. Uh, it was kind of funny. I was like, that can't be right, and it was arguing with me. So I guess you just put. I'm just gonna copy this. You just put this, but I mean, there's a equal that's duplicate. Okay, so I'm tempted to change the scavenging amount to like a work thing, just so that we're all. I mean, then the only case would be research, and I think we're going to change research. We could get rid of this whole switch. That'd be insane. I mean, in a good way. And then we also could like, if this thing here, whatever. Let's do that. Let's do this. All right, let's put some notes into my thing because I'm going to forget. Trying to make all of the different work, scavenge, and build trying to make. God damn, go a little slower with my arrow keys here. Trying to, good God, to make work, scavenge, and build all use the work amount generated. Oh, and research. And research and build all use the work amount generated. This would get rid of the switch at workday over for population. We might be onto something here. And I really should. As I've been doing this for the past like couple weeks, as I do this, I think like I should break this into smaller pieces because that's what everyone tells me. And we could also start doing that. We'll have more scripts up here at the top, but what's this little arrow telling me? That I have 2,000 more open? I think it is. I thought I had this set, though, to show. I don't know. Who cares? Battle control log, we don't need that shit open. Event log, we don't need that open. Event log text panel, we don't need that open. Faction data, we might need that. Player controls, let's hope we don't need that. Diplomacy, we don't need that. Token movement, we don't need that. How's that shit getting open? All right, so we're in population AI. So let's think this through. Population AI is supposed to be, let's like start from the top kind of here and redo this here. Population AI is a public class, which is what we definitely want. And this is going to be like for the population. So the idea behind this was like each person, because each person is going to have a thing. Why don't we do a new script called like population work, which would be a public class. It would have like research and keep working and skill checks, maybe. Let's do a new script. I know that this is like we're never gonna get done with this county population or this county improvement skill thing or this county improvement thing. I'm never gonna push to Maine. It's gonna be another fucking 5 years. From now on, I need to push to Maine with smaller chunks. All right, we won't do that right now because I'm just thinking about how much. What else is in here though? See, like I feel like this. We could put this like in population feelings or something. I guess we will do this. So let's do. This is a public class. We'll do a new script, and we'll call this population work. This will include like a bunch of stuff. I wonder if we should put work AI at the end. Artificial intelligence? Nah. That's too confusing now that everybody, then the AI is used for every fucking thing. That the word AI is used for everything. This is a public class though, so we want this shit to get out of here. Go away. What is your problem? Declare a namespace. Player space. Okay. And you can go away. So then let's move over this from population AI. Let's move over. Let's move this wherever the fuck it is. Let's move this first. What is this thing? Is there enough food? Let's move this over. This is gonna go. I don't know why this is all grayed out. Oh, this is using, well, we'll put in, where's our population work? Here it is. We'll pin this. We're actually going to pin this too. This is going to go in here. Okay, so these are all things that are used in this switch. And so we'll move some stuff around here. Right now, this is going to all be busted. But we're going to adjust this switch we'll keep making it smaller. Okay, so the banker shouldn't have this apply work per person anymore. Let's go back also. So the first thing this is gonna be, how much time do I have? An hour and a half. Hopefully we can do this in an hour and a half. So this is no longer gonna be here. We're gonna have workday over for population is gonna be population work. And this is just a static thing, so we don't even have to do like like a new population work. We can just fire this directly. That's fucking sweet. Okay, so we have these missing things. But the banker shouldn't have this, the banker count shit. Apply work for person. Let's move this over. This is just one, look at this summary. Let's put this summary. This is all going to go away here. We're going to go population work, wherever you went. Let's move this good data away. Let's unpin it for now. So this is going to go here. And we'll probably have like skill checks and shit somewhere else too. So this is going to be apply work per person. I think I'm digging myself a hole here. So we have this apply work per person. Where was this thing? This was in population AI, or was it the banker? I think it was the banker. There we go. Well, we're probably going to move that as well. But let's fix all of these things. This is the banker too, I think. No, this is population AI. But let's make this... It's due to the protection level, huh? Look how it's all grayed out. Not anymore, motherfucker. Complete construction with skill check. That was where? That was under the banker for some reason, I think. There, population AI. All right, where the fuck was that? It was under population AI. Look at all these guys that are grayed out. I wonder why it started doing the graying out thing. I don't think I've seen that before. These obviously need to be public. Oh, it's because they're private and there's nothing reaching them or whatever. This is going to be kind of a slow process. Where? No, it wasn't in population AI. Where did I put that skill check thing? Why is it in banker? See, none of this shit makes any sense. Skill data is what it's under. Generate work amount with skill check. This is going to be very confusing to me. I'm going to be lost for a while. Complete construction. Oh, I guess that was right. Let's save that. This. Okay. So under our population work now, we're going to be running these certain things. But we're going to see, so with build, well, let's run it and see what chaos we've caused. The banker's not saved. We'll just save all. And we'll break these into smaller chunks. Like we'll have like population feeling, population work, population whatever. And then we'll not have such long scripts for everything that are 800 lines long. I think that will be, but we'll start it out with like population, you know. We're just seeing if we're going to get any bugs right off the bat. We need like a data pass or something. Decouple the code, as they always say. Everything looks fine so far. So back to this construction though. The goal here, so apply work per person. We should be able to do that. Skill learning is done in the complete construction with skill check, which is weird that I did this way. And that's why I put this in here, is because it's so bizarre. So when we're building something, if we put apply work per person up here, we do need a county data then. Or no, we're passing in a county data. We don't need this. So if we do apply work per person to this construction thing, so this is going, so once again, we're probably going to be able to combine these two things. Like build and work will be on the same thing, but we're going to keep it separate right now just so I can visually see the flow, and then we'll blurp it together. That's the sound effect that it makes. So population AI, complete construction with this skill check. So we have so at this point, when we're done with this, the county improvement is going to, we need something else here though in this big long thing. We have the location, we have the county improvement name, all daily work. That's not what we want. We want activity in here. I can't, is this a string or is this an enum? Well, we'll figure it out. All daily activity is going to be like a 0 or a 1 or something. And then this will be here because we'll need to see if it's working, if they're working or whatever. So it's going to skip the person if they don't have a county improvement. It just bails out of this thing. And then it goes down and it does this generate work amount with skill check. And it applies it to all work done. And that's all this does. It doesn't check inside here, which I'm actually, oh wait. Let's worry about that later. This is all garbage. This generates the work amount per person, which is divided by the number. This is wrong. This is what it was for a minute. This now it applies. Whoops. Applies work per person and adds it to the county improvements all daily work amount at improvement completed. All right, so that's what this applies work for each person. So it's going to apply this work to the thing. Then, how do we do our next step on this with a normal on work? It doesn't actually do anything. So this just applies the work in this case, and then it hits this calculate work to goods production. So here, this should probably be over in the population work as well. It's just one thing. Let's put this over in population work because the banker, I mean, it was fine. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Did I get the right? I think we want this one. God damn. Here we go. I could have just minimized, that thing and then whatever. Population work. This should be in here. And then we're going to get some other. Where was this thing? This should be in the banker. There we go. This is now in population work. All right, we're gonna split this smaller to, like I said, we'll have population feelings and all that crap. But the banker shouldn't have been doing this. So the calculate work to goods production. So this is that math we did the other day. So it goes through each county improvement and the completed county improvements. So there's our first problem. So under construction, so we need a thing here. For each county improvement data, we'll say under construction, county improvement in, we'll put it down here, county data under construction improvements. So we have that number. It's approximately 50 at this point. And then we look at our construction cost, which how did we do this? I've already forgotten. We might be able to run this with, I'm going to write it all out first, and then we'll combine where we can. I need an example thing here to look at. So we have amount of construction, and then we have the goods cost. This is daily. This should be the daily. No, this is a one-time fee. Let's go back to the README here for my notes. What did we call this thing? It's just goods construction cost. Goods construction cost is a one-time fee charged when the building is initially started being built. When the county, well, I have a typo in here anyways. When the county improvement. All right. Goods construction cost is a one-time fee. I'm putting all these notes in here because I know I'm going to forget. So this is a one-time fee, and then the amount of construction, we need to do the same thing that we did with the workers, where we take away the amount of construction, just like we do with the building. Back over to here. So just exactly with this, we're not going to do output goods, and we're not going to do max workers because there always has to be a max builders or something. Did we combine max builders and max workers? Because I feel like that should be different, because you could have like 5 builders and 1 worker. I hope we didn't combine that. Yeah, so we have max workers and max builders, and then we have a max amount of construction. And then we have current amount of construction. And it can never go above max amount of construction, which I guess is fine. What are you doing? Let's go back over to here. So what we needed to do for each one of these, what do we got here? All right, so that's doing it against, we don't need it this complicated. So this county, we're going to go for under construction. We're going to how did we do this before? How did we complete this? We did workday over for, well, I moved this to the, well, it's here. And we hit this switch, complete construction with skill check. That's in the population AI. Let's see what this looks like. So it's going current amount of a construction, we're adding that in there. And then we're doing this for each person. And then the county population, current amount of construction, and then we do our skill check. But where does this, when this gets to its certain number, how do we know it's completed? There must be another spot. Check if county improvements are done. So how are we doing this? This calculate work to goods production has that inside of it. This like completes, and it adds the county resource and stuff. And that makes sense that this is on the banker because, like I said, it counts stuff. So the way we need to do this, we could let's go back over to this thing. We actually, Is this going for each person again? No, this is doing it by each county. We're passing, and what the fuck are we doing? Calculate work to goods production. So we have that number at this point. We have this number is already there. And so what we need to do with that number is we need to go for each one of these under actually, what we need to do is we go, I think it's a capital, current amount of construction is plus equals the under construction improvements. What was that number? Total daily, all daily amount complete. So at this point, we already have this number, right? Because we've gotten it when we did the work calculation, which is right before it here. So generate resources through work scavenging. This thing is generates the daily amount of work / building for each county improvement. This one converts the daily amounts of work for each county improvement per person. It converts the daily amount of the total daily amount of work into goods and construction, possibly scavenging and research eventually. All right, so this is going to get all of the work amount for each county improvement per person. It adds it all up. And then this is going to take that amount and it's going to convert it to this thing. And then since we have the current amount of construction that we're adding in this daily amount generated, this is going to keep stacking up though. I think it is, because we have a thing that clears it out down here. This is some ugly ass shit. We have this thing down here that clears it out. But that's in that for loop. So down, we need to go back down to this thing, check if county improvements are done. And we need to, what does this thing do? It gets a list of completed county improvements from this. And it checks if this is done. And then it sets the improvement completes. So if we set, this is on a county data, we're passing in a county data. If set county improvement completes, add storage, standard, status is producing. Do we have a count? Do we know? Yeah, we do know the county improvement. Oh no, that's county improvement type. Oh, we're in the county improvement data. Daily, total, what did we, daily equals 0. This is ugly as well. There was a reason why I had this down on a separate thing. I'm trying to remember why. It had something to do with like partial shit. Let's put this, see if we can combine this into something else. Let me rerun this. Did I save everything? I did not. Should learn the hotkey there for the save all. I swear to God, I am going to look into this and figure out what's going on there. Okay. So we need to put something to work here. We need to build. What is the construction cost for this? 10? Do we have anything that's... Here we go. Lumberjack station. Oh, but I made it too expensive. Everything's so cheap. It doesn't really matter, I guess. We kind of just moved stuff around. Oh, wait, did I don't think I did this right. 6 improvement all daily build amount at... Oh, it says build. At is 1060. We didn't get that is complete thing. And it should have been... it would have been 2 days, but it... This is still stacking up. We're missing something in our list here, in our thing. Let's go back to our population works. It has that switch in it, and I think we didn't do something right here. Apply work per person. So the apply work per person, then after that, where does it go? Calculate work to goods. So that it says for this, if this is under construction, it adds the current amount of whatever. All daily, which I think we're seeing. All daily work amount is 70. At improvement completed. We need to see 3 here. 70, 80, whatever. So it's definitely over 10. It's way over 10. What does this say? It's still under construction. Our progress got fucked up too. There's 5 people building this. So how does this check at the end work again? Check if county improvement is done. So then it goes for each one of these, check if county improvement is done. Check if county improvements are done. Check if county improvement done. If county improvement, current amount of construction is equal to max amount of construction, return true. I think we had a thing in here, but we'll do that if it's greater than or equal to. I think we have a thing in here that it says it can't go above. And did I put this in current amount of construction or did I put it somewhere weird? Current amount of construction, all daily amount work. There's only one of these. So when we go back to our switch thing, we could put this in, well, location, and improvement name, and it's build instead of work. So this should be, so it stacks this all on here. So this should be, this is per person. We're seeing that getting stacked on there. And then it's kind of dumb that we have these 2 things. What is up with this completed improvements thing? I guess it takes it off. What does this say on our county, what these people are doing? They're still building. It's day 3. They should absolutely be done now. It says this is wrong, though, because this is probably checking... What did I add this to? Current amount of construction. All daily work amount plus or equals current amount of construction. And then this just makes it the value and max amount of this just makes it so it can't be over that amount. What were we building? A scouting thing? Max amount of construction is 10. Max builders is different. Adjusted max building. Okay. So what is happening here where these are all like stacking up tons of, see, they're all building everywhere. They're way over that 10 amount. That thing should have been minimum. Huh. Let's restart and see if that greater than or equals to did anything. Maybe we're resetting it to 0 in the wrong spot. It doesn't really matter which one we build here. Well, that one it does, because there's no max workers. Actually, that one shouldn't matter either. So we have construction 10 of 10. This should go like in 2 seconds. It should go in 1 day. Oh, and it did. Now let's look at the county improvements. So then why didn't scouting work? It had to be that greater than or equals to thing. I guess my one thing isn't working correctly. We're not going to fuck with it, though. So it should have happened. There we go. It's working. So what that means... So what that means is we don't need in this switch what does this thing do? It does a loyalty check. And I'm actually okay with that. So I think what we can do here is we can take this, take this and put it here. And then we comment this out. I think we might be getting double the skill checks here, because this thing was saying something about it. Skill checks are done somewhere else. So let's look at this. Skill is complete construction with skill check. Where is this thing? This isn't even used anymore. So let's comment this out. What do we got going on here? Let's not comment this out just yet then. Let's put a note on here. This is no longer used, I don't think. Left here temporarily, just in case. It says 0 references, so I think what we just did was make this all work. with one thing, and then I think we want to do the same thing with scavenging. So I had them all way different because it seemed like we would want to do some like scavenging. You only get some of this, and construction might take this. You might get less work, but I think it's way better just to have everything the same, and then we can adjust the economics of it later by adjusting the amount of output. So like if you're if you scavenge and you get, remember we're doing like around 50 right now, you get 50 remnants or food. We just make people eat more, and we adjust that, and we adjust the cost of things down the line. We need to have like a base rate of things, and I think with the 50 in it, well, we can also adjust research that way, I think too. So this would no longer be a switch at that point. The activity would be, I think we might be able to do this. We gotta test this though, but I'm gonna take a quick break. This would be kind of interesting if we really do convert this down into this much. If we're getting rid of like 4 separate ways that this happens. This was not the plan for when we did the scouting equipment. It was the scouting equipment. We just wanted to make scouting equipment, but now it seems like there's repercussions that are good coming from this. But let me pause my music that you guys can't hear, and let me put up my break timer, and I will be back in less than 5 minutes. Okay. Did I not hit enter on this thing over here? Doesn't look like I did. Convert. Because next weekend I'm gonna be like, what were we doing? And okay. So let me start my music that you guys can't hear. We did not spin these. We need to spend. Oh, we gotta edit this. Spend. All right. So what we were doing, we were doing this, and that was good because then we have our skill check here. Work skill. I don't think that's gonna work. Keep working at county population. It checks their loyalty. I like that. I don't think we were checking their loyalty up there. Check learning. Where are we applying this work skill? No. Okay, so we need this to work differently. No, this should not be inside of this. I want this to be separate. This is going to check not their construction skill. We need to have this. We're passing in the county population, so we actually don't need this out here. We could check inside the. So what we can do here is we'll get rid of this. We'll cut this. And we'll go, I wonder why we were doing it that way. We'll go inside of this thing. And we don't need the skill data we can get from the county population. Oh, this we were just, instead of having a list, I guess, is what we were doing. But we'll get rid of this. And then we'll go skill data equals skill data equals this thing, but it's not right. This isn't right. We'll do if activity, what are we in here? Skill data. If county population dot activity is equal to build, then we're going to go like this. We're going to make a copy of this, and we're going to go construction. I think these are enum based. Skills, construction. Skill data. Oh, we need to cast this or something? Unnecessary else. It will be this one. Go up here. But we need this actually to be up here. Copy. And then we go skill data equals this. Skill data equals this. We'll K and D this. Control K, Control D. This we need a thing back here. Okay, so when it's checking learning, if their activity is build, then we do this. You know, this is trash. We need to add research in here too. Yeah. So we could also put research in here. We could do a little switch here with research. What is this crap? We put in the, okay, no, that's fine. And then, I don't know, I guess chat, we should put this because this looks like, I'm wondering what this is. Chat GPT refactored this. Okay, so we have this. If the activity is build, it's going to use the construction. Else, it's going to use their work skill. That is the county improvements work skill. So hopefully that will work. We need to do something. Oh, we have scavenging. Um. Okay, I guess we're gonna put a little switch in here. We got to do scavenging. All right, go into here, and we'll do switch activity. I have something on my clipboard that I think I need. Activity. I never can remember switch. I guess eventually I will. Oh, I even have a no. Well, this is close enough because we got the value over here. If I do enough of them, then I'll remember. So we have the value. Then we go case. Oh my god. The notification that I got to follow startled me. I'm very high strung. Hassan, how's it going? Thank you for the follow. Um, I've been playing a extraction shooter, and I like constantly jumping when I get shot in the face. I don't know why. I'm always been that way, like high strung, jumpy. Uh, all right. So then this is going to be case scavenge. We'll do scavenge first. What does this thing look like again? It's just this. And then, well, with that, we need the space in here. And then this, and then we need break, just because that has to be here. What's your problem? Switch value. Let me look at switches here. Like I said, I always got to look. I'm doing something wrong. Oh, I need a thing. I need a thing in here. I need this, and then this. Whoops. Then this can go up to here. And then this is a skill. We want activity here. There we go. Now that we have one, I don't need to have this. I don't need to look at this over here. So we need scavenge. We need build. We're gonna set up all the cases first, and then we'll do the build. And then we need a break in here. Yeah, whatever. We'll fix you in a second. Then we'll do another case, which is work, which is default. This will be our catch. And then we do a colon and we do a break, right? I close that thing. K and D, get that all lined up. All right, so for scavenge, we're gonna go, like, it's gonna be similar to this thing. We're gonna copy this over here for building. Scavenging is gonna use, whoops. Scavenge is gonna use this, but this is gonna be scavenge. I remember when I was scared of switches, because I had some erroneous information. Back in the day, they always said, like, don't ever use a switch. Don't use switches. They're just don't do it. What's your problem here? What do you want me to do? Add missing cases. Won't default hit that? Won't default cover this? Any missing case? Default. The default keyword is optional and specify some code to run if there's no case match. So yeah, that is what we want. We want this. Okay, let me think about this. So when we're passing in this learning check, They can't be idle at this point. Maybe they can. What was the other ones that thought that there? What other activities did we have here? Research, work, move. What happens if this is null? It probably implodes. Oh no, they're always going to have this skill thing. So what we need to do here, this is what we need to do. We need to go case, all enums, activities, work, and then we're going to go down here and we're going to go default is going to be, so for anything else, we'll just break. Yeah, skill we null and we'll break. Then can we put a question mark right here? Will let me? No, it will not. We don't want that. Skill data. There's probably a, where else are we using this? So this is going to, what we need basically to do is, this is all right, except that we want, what is it checking here? It's trying to get, this is a try to get this values. If the amount learned is greater than this. So at this point, can I just, instead of break, I wonder if I can blow out of here. Blow out of here. Can I return out of here? Will it let me do this? Can we get rid of this then and just be like, get out of this whole thing? So if it we want to check learning, and if it's not one of these three, we just want to get out of this check learning. It should always, we're not calling this check learning. We could put a GD print in here and do the activity. We could do a $sign and go squigs, county population, first name, activity is getting a skill check when it shouldn't. What is this in? Skill data dot check learning. So it shouldn't ever hit this. And we're only asking it to check this for these three things. But if for some reason, if it is, and I think return should get us out of this. I always struggle with break, return, and continue. So this is our research one. Okay, I don't have research in here. So we're going to go back, well, wherever. Just go over to here. So we do need research in here as well. Activities, research. And this is going to be all enums, skills. I wonder if I'm causing some terrible disaster here. Then we need break in here. I don't know why it's in this order. No, I do. This is the order I did in another spot too. So this is we're gonna get rid of this research thing then. I was just manually passing that shit in, but why do it manual, right? When we can just have it. All right, and here's our construction one. Where is this thing? Yeah, this is the thing which I don't think we're using anymore. I should just comment this out, I guess. I did have it commented out, and then I didn't. Let's comment it out. And then that way, we'll do the same thing I always do, that later I'll look at it and be, I don't know what the fuck this is, and then I'll just delete it. All right, and we aren't going to ignore these forever. just for a very long time. So let's build and see what we get here. Of course, we'll get our 5 errors. I really needed to look into that. What's going on here? Well, this wasn't saved, but so that is one of the things. So we have this skill check. We're doing the slow learning, I guess. We don't need to do this anymore because we have these switches. And we have this switch. We can set the learning speed. What are we doing down here? Oh, we have like a little dictionary of things for something. What is this doing? Learning speed. What did I just get rid of? Let's cut this. I have something on my clipboard, I think, is what we want here. Oh, I didn't put in the amounts. What was the learning speed? Slow. All right. So what we can do, back to this thing. So our work learning speed, we can get rid of this. So we're going to go like that. So it looks like I was doing slow. It's going to equal slow here. And then I noticed one of these was set to medium. Let's put slow on all these for right now. This is going to be a thing we're going to need to adjust at some point. Whoops. Actually, let's do this. Research should be slow. We'll put medium on these. I saw like a test somewhere in one of these that said, we don't have any fast. Probably we could put scavenging as fast here just for, and this will make it easier for us to adjust things later. And this is just going to blow out of there. So I think we're okay there. And then it will check and it will get this stuff. And then whatever that is. This is some ChatGPT thing that I don't know what it's doing. And then amount until, all right, let's go back to this. We don't need, oh, so what did we have here? This is, what is this? This is going to go, yeah, this is the scavenging thing. We're going to get rid of this whole thing too eventually here. This is all going to go and be combined into that one. This is medium for what? Research? Really? I don't believe you. I mean, I believe it, but it seems like research should be slow. And then what is this thing? Work we had slow? Okay. That seems weird. I want you to go away. I guess I can just hit tab. There we go. And we can adjust those other things, and now we don't have to go digging through the code to find where this shit is. All right, so we apply our work per person, which is in our population work, which sounds good. We have our skill data controls this check learning, which looks good. And then we have our loyalty check. We should probably call this a loyalty check or something, but we'll deal with that in a, not now. I was going to say in a minute. I don't think we're going to get there yet. We still haven't saved stuff. The battle control has a skill check in it? No, it should. It should. Are you going to open it for me? And what are we going to do? So what is this? We were passing in the rifle skill with slow learning. So what is the activity these people are doing? They're getting shot at. Check if the dinner is cool. Check if their rifle. All right, so here's an issue. We got a problem here. We're checking cool. What is the activity these guys are doing though? Their activity is, let's go back to our switch here and look what it was. Where was that thing? Check learning. What it was suggesting. Well, I guess we can look at all enums and see what the activities are. Combat. All right, so we have a problem with that. So we need to have two separate things. That actually might make things better later too, because there's always been this issue that, like, where I just deleted the thing where it said getting shot at versus getting. So how we're going to do that? So basically, we need a cool check. I kind of wish I hadn't saved that change. Let's go back. Where'd that battle control go? Let's undo what I did here so I can look at this. Okay. So we have a skill check. And we don't know that, like, the activity is combat, but this is actually not going to work, kind of. So the combat, I think the crappy way we should do it right now is we'll go to this check learning and we'll pass in a bool. Defending combat. Well, this is going to be, and just for now, we added research to this. The defending combat bool is currently temporary until we rewrite how combat works. So the thing is, when you're getting shot at in this game, you do a cool check, basically, and the cool check is, if you fail it, you start building up points to run away. And you also can, well, currently there's no damage, but it's just a cool check. And I think for now we're going to have to pass this in, and then we'll put in, like, combat at the end here. Activities, combat, and then we'll go skill data. We're going to have an if then inside of this, which I don't like. If, what is this bool? Defending combat is equal to true, then is going to equal cool. And then else, oh, it doesn't like this thing in here. I wonder if, oh, we don't have a break. That's probably the, we're just using rifle skill, but that's not, that's gonna, whoops, that's actually gonna change to some other skill. And then at the very end, we want learning skill is equal to slow, and then we want break out of here. I think this return is wrong. No, break should end this thing. But with return, we want it to not do this other stuff, so I think. All right, so then we got to go back and put this. These bools actually aren't going to matter for, like, I wish we could null the bool, but we can't. This is for scavenging. We'll just put false, whatever. We'll put true. The bool doesn't The bool doesn't matter right now in this instance. Instance? I shouldn't say instance. The bool doesn't matter for this skill. Let's copy this. Let's go to the next one. Where are we at here? Researching. What? Let's go to this one. This is going to be whatever. This is just temporary. The bool is just temporary until we redo whatchamacallit. So then this is where it does matter. This is check if the rifle experience goes up. So this is going to be false. And then this one's going to be true. I hate when I have to like throw in a bool to fix some crappy code that I wrote. It's quite common. It's not on purpose, but it is quite common. All right. So let's see. We got that all going. Let's build this one more time. See how we do. If we have any more of these things straggling about. Doesn't look like it. We're going to go with this. And we're going to go to here. We're going to build a county improvements. And we're going to need to adjust those numbers. Man, that's way too fast. All right, the Fisher Shed is complete. We have 5 people working here. We have 0 of 1 fish. And then we should have 65 fish were produced today. Do we have a number? We do, because everyone got fed that day. Then we have all these people scavenging too, which we haven't gotten to the scavenging part. Or the research part. But that looks good. I don't see any bugs. It's going to be kind of hard to tell. I guess we could go to war here. I fucked up. I'm going to open this up and make you an army leader. And then we can have you declare war. I think I have a thing in here. Brian's activity is getting a skill check when it shouldn't. Skill data dot check learning. Let's go to here. Why is it doing this? So down here. So they're not set to combat then. What is your activity there, Brian? Brian, what are you doing? Or no, Jane. Who the fuck is Brian? He's supposed to be some AI person. Brian's activity is getting a check. Look at this. Oh, I wonder if it's the defender. Brian is the defender. We can't look at him. All right, so we got a problem there, but that's a combat issue. We'll put this. The defender's probably set as idle. I think we need to address that sooner than later. In combat, it seems like the defender's activity is not being set to combat. Double check. We'll convert this. What does this thing say? Oh, it's a project management website. Forgot about that. Someone in chat was telling me about that. We'll put this here. Export groups, we can get rid of this. We can just delete this. Well, we'll just close it, I guess. That was just to remind me to use export groups more often, and I think about that all the time now, so I'm not worried about it. Saving and loading is going to be brutal. When your mouse is on the scroll bar of the event log and you scroll the map in and out, it does that again? Oh, no, I fixed that. Well, let's double check. Yeah, I fixed that. I fixed that offline, I think. I like to close these as many of these extraneous things. That we still need to do. We probably should do this up here. We'll put that actually in over here. Since we're rewriting a ton of shit, just make sure that, yeah. Localization, I really don't need to have this in here. Unhandled input is a thing I need, yeah. I've done this like 5 times and I never can get it to work. It always croaks out. This is the problem with that error. Delegates, I don't know. Figure out breakpoints. I actually got I got this to work. I actually can do this. You can do it right here. It's weird though. I don't know if breakpoints work. Oh, was it already running? Yeah, we don't want to do that. I got this to work, but not very well. There it is. It also had some weird thing, like sometimes there was some pauses, but yeah, I can run this out of Visual Studio now. It's actually that person who put in I'm pretty sure that person who put in PR, this just appeared suddenly one day, and I think it was the person who put in the PR. I looked at their thing, and it had the adjustments to run it from here. I don't know how to do a breakpoint. I think you can, like, click somewhere. I don't know what they do. I mean, I know what they do, but I don't. Let's put this up to the top because I actually want to do this. I'm getting sidetracked here. I might call it a day soon, I think. Where was that breakpoints? Let's put, well, we can just tell this to move to the top. We'll put this like here. Okay, so let's double check. We've cleared out a bunch of stuff. And I think our skill checks are working. I guess we didn't really test it. How we can do it is we can test. We can build something, and then we can run. Man, construction is going to take forever, though, to get. Oh, nobody works at a converted warehouse, so that's not a very good example. Let's put the garden in, because if we do the garden, we'll get 10 people working there. And the garden is complete. So scavenging is working. Let's see if gardening kicks in here. I was going to take this out. So more people learn some more scavenging stuff. I think I put that on medium or something. There should be, why is no one working at this garden? Well, that's a problem. People are learning scavenging, though. So what happened here? They're all scavenging. The garden looks like it's done. I wonder if it's because these inputs are getting checked. I couldn't remember if I did that or not. Let's do a Fisher's Shed and see what happens. It might be something we messed with, though, to where they're not being set as idle or something. Well, I thought a second ago we had them. Yeah, they're just not leaving the scavenging thing. It could be that there's a bug where if they start scavenging, they never stop scavenging. It shouldn't be doing like checks on that shit, though. So this time I'm going to build something right away and see if they jump onto it. So they're building it. And speed this up a little bit here. And then they're working at it now. Let's go to garden again. Let's not do garden. Maybe the inputs are working and I'm just forgetting. We don't have 10,000 of those. Research station. Let's do scouting equipment. We wait until 1 a.m. here. People are building. This person's idle because they're unhelpful. They should be really happy at some point because of that. My cat's doing the thing where it slowly moves along the floor. It does that sometimes because it gets confused. It gets scared. All right, so this is working. I wonder why the garden did not. You know what we could do? I wonder if this 100 inputs, we already did that. I don't remember doing that at all. Let's put the garden in and see what happens in the morning. So these guys are building the garden. The garden is done being built. These people are working at the garden. What the fuck happened that one time? We got people working the scouting. We have people working the fishing. We have people working the garden. Huh. That's a concerning error. Every once in a while, everyone will scavenge and never stop scavenging. I think it's with an E. Move you to the top. I am going to call it a day very soon. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart this, and then we're going to let scavenge run. We're not going to build anything for a minute and make everyone become scavengers here. You're unhelpful. That's how we want it. So scavenging is happening. Then we're going to build the garden. So before it was letting them build. It's weird that it does it right away when you build something. The building is complete and they're working there. I wonder if it was because I did that? I don't know. All right, let's push this code though. I feel like so basically what we did here was nothing. Oh, was it when I ran it this way? Look at all this shit going down in the background. Nope. I don't know what happened. So basically what we did is we got nothing good done, but that's not really true. We got nothing, but also something. What I mean is that we rewrote a bunch of shit, but we didn't add any more features or anything to the, added a new public class called population work and moved, refactored some code into it. How long have I been working on this branch? I went too far. What am I doing? 5 months, 3 months. So it's been like 3 months since the last time I merged a main. We're going to make that much smaller going forward. It won't be these massive changes. Did I push this shit? I don't think I did. So what we'll want to do is, like, the next thing we want to do after this is we're going to do inventory. Let's make sure that I have this set up right on our project. Hey, we went down 4. We went down 4 issues. So we started at 200 today. Yeah, so after this, we're going to do like basically an inventory system that will be quite simple. We'll make the inventory quite simple. This doesn't reflect that that's what we're doing next. But then when we have the inventory system done, we'll push to main, we'll export the whole game, we'll check it, and then after the inventory system is done, then we're going to have the exploration of a county, and then we'll do this saving and loading. I'm still learning things in my other game that I fuck around with every once in a while, and those things that I'm learning are about saving and loading. So there's like little things that it's going to be kind of, we have a lot of data already that we need to save and load for every game. And I didn't like really prepare for that. So it's going to be another, it's like localization where we went to go back and add a bunch of shit. But right now, I think we're all set for today. Thank you guys for joining me. I will talk to you next week.